Hello everyone. So in this class, I will be starting a new subject called probability and statistics. In this, I will be starting the first topic, counting principles. So in this lecture, we will see what is counting and why do we use this counting and what are the topics to be covered in this counting. So let us start this class. So what is this counting? So counting, what is the counting principle in probability? So this is the basic principle you need to learn in order to get the probability problems. And also if you want to solve any advanced problems or more complicated problems, you need to know these counting principles. So what do you mean by counting principles? So counting principle is a set of rules that can be used to count the number of possible outcomes in a sample space. It means um, it is used to count. So how many possible number of outcomes are there for that given sample space? For that purpose, if you want to count those number of possible outcomes, it is called a counting principle. For example, if you toss a coin, so for getting head and tail, if you want to count the number of possible outcomes, it means for getting head and tail, we need to count the number of possible outcomes. It means whenever we toss a coin, we will get two possibilities. Either we get a head or either we get a tail. So for that purpose, we need to count number of possible outcomes. So for when you throw a single toss of coin, we will get the two probabilities of head and tail. So whereas when you throw a roll dice, it means you know how many numbers are there for the dice from 1 to 6. So for that you need to count number of possible outcomes. So whenever you throw a die, there are six possibilities. So getting one getting one on the face, two on the face, three on the face, four on the face, and so on, six on the face. So these are the number of possible outcomes that are possible when we throw a die. So for this, in order to count these number of possible outcomes for the given sample space, we are using some principle called counting principle. So this counting principle is a set of rules that can be used to count the number of possible outcomes in a sample space. And also count counting helps determining the number of ways an event can occur. So what do this counting will do means it will determine uh, for what purpose. So how many ways an event can occur? Suppose there is an event to occur, it will determine how many number of ways it will occur, or how many ways this does this event will occur. Like that, in order to determine that, this counting principle is useful. So in counting principle, there are two fundamental rules. So if you know the two fundamental rules, then you can be able to solve the next upcoming concepts like permutations and combinations, which are very important. So if you want to solve them, these two fundamental rules have to be remembered. So first we will see what is the rule of sum. So rule of sum means addition rule. It means adding. We are adding two events. So we will see if an event A occurring n ways and an event B can occur in n ways. Suppose if there are two events, let us consider those two events A and B. So if that event A occurs in n ways and another event B which can occur in n ways, then but these two events cannot happen together. So A can occur either A will occur or B will occur, but both will not occur together. So at that time, total number of ways is equal to m plus 1. So it means we'll add those two events. It means m and n that is equal to m plus n base. So we will add those two events. It means it will only occur either A will occur or B will occur, but will not occur both. So that is what it is saying. So the total number of ways equal to m plus n ways. So m is related to event A and n is related to event B. So by adding these two events, we will get the rule of sum. So the rule of sum is OR principle. It means it will come under OR. So whenever you see an OR in the question, you just need to understand that it is a rule of sum. So at that time, we need to add both the events. So suppose I take an example. Bus event of A is bus, event of B is two train. So for bus I am considering three ways. For train I am considering two ways. So the total number of ways is equal to m plus n. M equal to 3, n equal to 2. So the total number of ways equal to 3 plus 2 equal to 5. That is the rule of sum. So it is used when choosing between tasks. It means whenever we choosing some values between the some tasks, we'll be using this rule of sum principle. So that is what. So we'll see some examples related to rule of sum. So then only you will come to know how it is happening. So see the first example. A person can travel from city A to city B. It means there is one city. Let us consider one city named Hyderabad, and another city is Vijayawada. So one person wants to travel from city A to city B. So for that purpose, he is having if you want to travel by bus, he is having three ways. So otherwise, if you want to travel by train, he is having two ways. So the total number of ways equal to so total how many ways he can able to travel from Hyderabad to Vijayawada? 3 plus 2 equal to 5 ways. That is he can able to travel either by bus in three ways or he can able to travel through train in two ways. But he cannot travel in both. He cannot travel both the bus and train at the same time. He can only able to travel either through bus or either through either through train. Only this is possible. So the total number of ways is equal to 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. So totally he is having five possibilities in order to travel from city A to city B. So this is the example. So next one. Also we will see some examples. Please wait. So so suppose if we are for containing two events, we'll add two. But if we are containing n number of ways and n number of ways, we'll use those things and we will have all those things. Suppose if a sequence containing T1 task and it can be done in W1 and W2 to WNS, then we will add those T1, T2, T3 and W1, W2, W3. So we'll add those two. So we'll see some example here. Another example. Here see how many ways can we draw a face card from a deck. So here they are asking how many ways we can able to draw a face card from a deck. So total how many number of cards are there? Total 52 cards are there. So out of 52, we have to choose four suits only because they are asking face card from a deck. So from the deck of 52 cards, we have to take four cards. One is J, another one is king, another one is q. So if you want to draw one face card between all those number of choices, it means out of these choices, if you want to draw one face card between all this, we have to do rule of sum. It means either you can take J card or either you can take queen card or either you can take king card. But you cannot take all the cards at a time. Only the possibility is you can able to take only one face card. That's why we are adding all these things. After adding, we will get 12. So that is rule of sum. Next one you see. So most of the problems are rule of product only. So we'll see rule of product also. It means rule of multiplication. That is, we will call rule of multiplication. So if a task can be broken into independent parts, suppose if you are taking two tasks, so those two tasks are broken into two independent parts. It is they are occurring independently. It means one task is not depending on another task. So if they are occurring in two independent parts, then first part can be done in M ways. So whatever the first part that is occurring, let us consider it is occurring in M ways. So the second part which is occurring independently of the independently of M ways, let us consider that second part in N ways. So after that, the total number of ways is equal to M into N. So whenever the events occurs independently, just we need to multiply both of them because they are not depending on the other thing. So if you want to get those rule of product, you have to consider m into n ways. So that is the rule of product. Suppose here I am choosing a letter in two ways and choosing a digit three ways. So here choosing letter in two ways is independent of choosing digit of three, or choosing a three-digit number is independent of choosing a letter. So these are independent events. So at that time, you need to multiply these two. 3 into 6, so 3 into 2 equal to 6. So in multiplication rule or rule of production rule, we will use n. So whenever you see an n in the question, you need to understand it comes under rule of product and you need to do product of the two ways. So then you will get the solution. So take one example here. So, example, a passport has two choices for the first character or A or B. It means if you want to set up a passport for that purpose, if there are two choices, either you can start with A or even you can start with B. So for the second character, you are having three choices. It means you can include one, or you can include two, or you can include three. So it means the first one, both the events are independent of another event because the first event is choosing the character. It means we are choosing character, and the second is the for the second character we are choosing the numbers. So both these two events are independent of each other. So if you want to get the total passwords, you need to multiply 2 into 3 equal to 6. So overall we'll get six six possibilities in order to create the password. So that is the example. So next one, it means we have used rule of sum for one problem and rule of product for another problem. But there is another thing that is when to use this rule of sum and rule of product, both these rules together. So we'll discuss this. So if you want to use these both rules, so what do you some problems will require these both rules because without having these two rules, some we cannot solve some complicated problems. So at that time, what you need to do is you need to break that problem into mutually exclusive and sequential parts. It means you need to divide that problem into some parts, and for each part you need to use these rules together. And after applying to each of them, you need to apply condition on total. So you can at that time overall you can either apply sum for or product. So after doing that, you will get the required result. So see, see one practice question. A student can choose a project from three topics in data science or two in machine learning. How many ways can the student choose one project? See here, there is a student, so he is having an option so that he can able to take three topics in data science or either two topics in machine learning. So he can able to take the topics in data science or he can able to take the topics in machine learning. But both he cannot take. So this is the rule of sum principle. So we have what we need to do is need to next question see how many ways can the students choose one project. It means they are asking how many ways can student have the possibility to choose one project. It means he can choose the project from data science or he can able to choose the project from machine learning. So so he can able to choose project means we have to add those. It means it comes under rule of sum. So you need to add those two events. So 3 plus 2 equal to 5 events. So overall, he can able to choose the project in 5 ways. So that is the example. Next, A system has four input lines and two output lines. How many combinations are possible? It means suppose we are having some system. So for that we are having four input lines. It means what we are giving in order to give that input. It means what we are doing plugging in is that is input and two output lines. So how many combinations are possible? So they are asking the combination. So see here these input lines and output lines are independent of each other because input is that we are giving and output is based on the output based on the input it is giving the output. So these two are independent of each other. So whenever these two events are independent of each other, you need to multiply those two things. So m into n base that is 4, that is 4 into 2 that is equal to 8 combinations. So for four input lines and two output lines, there are eight combinations possible. So this is the another example. So if you want to identify how to do rule of sum or how to do rule of product or rule of sum, you can able to see either or in the so whenever you see either or in our statement or in a statement, you need to add them. So whenever you want to, whenever you see n in a question, you need to multiply them. So, and also this counting rule of sum is useful for calculating large even combinations efficiently. So if you want to calculate if you want to do more calculations regarding combinations for a large events, this rule of sum and rule of products are very useful because calculating huge number of problems is not an easy task. So for that purpose, we need to go with this rule of sum and rule of product, rule of sum and rule of product rules. So this is so they will ask such a type of questions in gate. So you need to understand this logic and remember this logic. So whenever you remember this, you can able to question, you can able to answer all the questions. And also we will see some examples um, how how we can do both the ways. So here I am saying see here see example two. A pencil box contains two red and three black pens. The total number of ways for selecting one red and one red and one black pen are two red pens. Here we are getting one box. In that box, we are having two red pens and three black pens. Out of them, they are asking the total number of ways for selecting one red pen, one black pen, or two red pens. It means we have to choose one red pen and one black pen, or we have to choose two red pens. So here, see here, one red and one black means we have to apply rule of multiplication rule. After applying that, they are asking or. So whenever you see an or, you have to do you have to do some rule of sum. So first of all, you need to do rule of product. After that, you need to do rule of sum. So see here, two ways for selecting red pens because two pens are there. So how many ways are there to in order to select red pens? There are two ways. So in order to select the red pen, there are two ways are there. If you want to select one black pen, how many possibilities are there for having the out of three we are choosing one. It means three C1. It means there are three pens are there. So we can able to choose. We can have three ways in order to select the black pen. So our total ways for selecting one red and one black ball. So out of two red balls and black balls, they are asking how many ways are there in order to select one red and one black ball. Here see red ball and black ball are independent of each other. So whenever you see whenever the those two events are independent of each other, we have to go with rule of product. So here I am using applying rule of product here. So two ways for 2 into 3, 6. So it means if you want to choose one red pen and one black pen, you need to have 6 ways. It means in 6 ways you can able to choose one red and black pen. So after that, you need to choose two red pens. So number of ways of selecting two red two red pens means One way only, because we are having only two red pens. Out of two red pens, how many ways are there to choose two red pens? We are having only one way only. Suppose if we are having three ways, no, there is a possibility. But there are only two pens here. Out of two red pens, we have to select two red pens. It means there is only one way. So total ways for selecting one red or red and two black or two red is you need to have 2 into 3, 6 plus how many space are there for selecting two red pens means one way. So total 7 ways are there. So that is the solution for the given example. So for selecting one red and one black pen, we are having 6 ways because they are independent of each other. We have to do a rule of product. So after that, are two red pens. It means two red pens means we are having only two red pens. Out of two red pens, we have to choose two red pens. So we are having only one way. So so after that, how many ways are there for selecting all means 6 plus 1, 7. So there are 7 ways are there if you want to select one red pen and one black pen or two red pens. So that is. Here, see the next example. Let us consider the following. Rahul has three pants and two shirts. How many different pairs of pants and shirts can he dress up with? It means there is a person called named Rahul. Suppose he is having three pants and two shirts. So they are asking how many different pairs of pants and shirts can he dress up with? It means they are asking in how many ways he can able to do. He can able to make a pair to dress. It means how many ways he can able to make wear shirt and pants. So these shirts and pants are independent of each other. So whenever you see this independent of each other, what you need to do means you need to multiply those things. It means multiply these three pants into two shirts because pants and shirts are independent of each other. So because this event is independent of another event. So that's why you have to multiply 3 into 2. So, so he can, so overall, he can dress up with six number of ways. So here see the solution also. Similar, a shirt can be chosen in two ways. So pant can be chosen in three ways. Shirt can be chosen in two ways. So that is S1, S2 or S2, S1. For every choice of pant, there are two choices of shirt. So there are three pants are there. So for every point there are two choices. That means he can able to wear S1 shirt or he can able to wear S2 shirt. For like that, if you do those things for three pants, two into three, we are having six pairs of pants. How means you can able to wear P1, P2, P3 are the points. For every point, we are having two choices. So in that, he can able to wear P1 S1 or P2 S P1 S2 or P2 next choice P2 S1 or P2 S2. Like that, we are having six pairs of pants and shoes. So that is the answer. See, find the number of letter words with or without meaning possible using the given set of letters or so these repetitions and other things will be seen later. Those comes under permutation and combination. So I think you have understood this, and also we'll see some other examples. So this is for this is the counting principle for the um, counting principle lecture in the probability section. So this is the only basic probability class. In the next class, we will be having permutation and computations, which are very, very important for any competitive examinations. So for this gate examination also, it is very important. Many times they have asked this, in, many times they have asked the such a questions from this topic. So if you want to understand permutation combinations means you need to understand this topic. So I think hope everyone understood this topic. So we'll see the next topics in the next lecture. So until then, Bye bye. Tata. See you. So, thank you.